G7 nations fall short of calling for ceasefire in Gaza as Israel-Hamas war rages on. The foreign ministers of the group of 7 countries said that they supported humanitarian pauses and corridors during the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas, mostly concentrated in the blockaded Gaza Strip. The G7 countries, consisting of Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the United Kingdom and the United States of America, and the High Representative of the European Union, echoed Washington's previously stated position that falls short of calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. We stress the need for urgent action to address the deteriorating humanitarian crisis in Gaza. We support humanitarian pauses and corridors to facilitate urgently needed assistance, civilian movement, and the release of hostages, a joint statement of the G7 foreign ministers meeting that took place in Tokyo. G7 foreign ministers put focus on Israel's right to defend. The foreign ministers of G7 countries also emphasized on Israel's right to defend itself and its people in accordance with international law as it seeks to prevent a recurrence of the Hamas attacks on Israel on October 7 that killed more than 1,400 Israelis, mostly civilians. It added, "We call on Iran to refrain from providing support for Hamas and taking further actions that destabilize the Middle East, including support for Lebanese Hezbollah and other non-state actors, and to use its influence with those groups to de-escalate regional tensions." Meanwhile, the Hamas-run health ministry said the death toll in Gaza has surpassed 10,300 people. I believe it's important that the G7 was able to put out its first unified message as a statement, regarding a humanitarian pause and a future peace process, both in terms of the responsibility the G7 has towards the international community and for Japan as this year's chair of the G7, Japanese Foreign Minister Yoko Kamikawa told reporters. The G7 said that a two-state solution remains the only path to a just, lasting, and secure peace. Besides, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Monday, November 6, that it would not allow the delivery of fuel into Gaza and that there would be no ceasefire unless the hostages seized by Hamas were freed. He also said Israel would assume overall security in Gaza after the war ended while allowing for possible tactical pauses before then to free captives and deliver aid to the besieged territory. But this exact assertion was denounced by Washington as it said that it would not support a long-term occupation of Gaza by Israel. G7 on Russia-Ukraine war. Referring to the war in Ukraine, the G7 statement said, "Our steadfast commitment to supporting Ukraine's fight for its independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity will never waver. We further call on China not to assist Russia in its war against Ukraine, to press Russia to stop its military aggression, and to support a just and lasting peace in Ukraine." It